2007, after decades in the wool industry, James Thomson and Christopher Kelly created Australian Merino Exports to supply the world with Australia's finest wool. Australian Merino Exports is one of the largest exporters of greasy, scoured and carbonised wool, plus wool top products. The company now exports in excess of 150,000 bales of wool annually, with an estimated turnover in excess of $300 million. Australian Merino Exports has two offices in Australia. The head office, southern office, is in Melbourne, and the northern office in Sydney.
We've established ourselves now as a very reliable exporter of Australian wool. We're also at a size now that we can remain and keep our personalised service.
Australian Merino Exports is considered one of the most competitive companies in the industry. We put that down to our extreme level of expertise as we see it throughout all facets of our business and our very close relationships with our clients, which we foster in a very active, ongoing way.
Our business has developed mainly due to the very strategic and well-chosen staff we've got. They are very skilled in their roles and their positions with great experience, and they have great knowledge with the customers that we use.
I'm heavily involved within the finance team at Australian Merino Exports. However, I do help out Chris and James across all aspects. It's not always obvious to clients receiving wool that there's a lot of administration that goes into ensuring that the wool is packaged and shipped in a timely manner. Our shipping team has developed fantastic relationships with logistics partners, and that allows us to turn on a dime, so to speak. We can be flexible and responsive whenever the time's required. Well, I guess simply put, it means that we maintain control. From the moment the wool's purchased, we know where it is and what's happening to it until it arrives at our client's doorstep. We have the finance department, which of course is integral in maintaining cash flows and ensuring funds are available to meet our clients' requirements.
So after 10 years we've been very successful in our ability to grow the business, thanks to the support of one of the top 4 Australian banks.
We're awaiting the start of today's auction sale, where we'll offer around about 6,000 bales of predominantly fine micron wool, such as this exquisite clip from the Mudgee area of New South Wales. This probably embodies what is the best of Sydney as a wool selling centre. This is one of the best fine wool clips you'll ever find, and we consider that the fine wool coming out of this particular part of Australia is the best you can buy.
There's only between 100 and 150 bales produced in Australia annually. There's a lot of genetics, classing, preparation that goes into this type of wool.
Along with AWTA certification, Australian Merino Exports rely heavily on their expertise and traditional visual appraisal methods to hand select the best wool for their clients' needs. With exceptional knowledge and experience, Australian Merino Exports can offer suggestions and modifications to wool types, giving their clients a significant competitive advantage.
And this is where the buyers inspect the samples, and we're expecting a very vibrant opening after good, well demand overnight.
960, 1560, 124, 1560, 4 cents, Catholic Texan, 14 cents is a day and million, 23 for 1560.
20, 40, 8,
11, 1, 20, 11, 21, 30.
Sydney office works in tandem with Melbourne. We have our own individual function, which is specialising in the types of wools we see uniquely in Sydney, and also working in a more global context with our Melbourne office, which is head office in terms of our service to our worldwide clients.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 10, 11, 11, 11, 11, 5, 12,
50, 70, 2, 92, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9.
1199, AME 57, 1440, 1410.
The traceability programs that we're doing within AME, Australian Merino Exports, is a very important part of our business, something that we think will expand as we go forward. Customers overseas are showing a real interest in having a credible, authentic supply chain when it comes to traceability, And a lot of our programs that we've developed in the last 2 years are really starting to be the forefront of this development. I suppose we found some existing customers that were showing interest in something different, trying to find a point of difference in their product. And people now are more interested about provenance, so what we eat, we want to know where it's come from, for example. And there's no reason that fibre and wool in particular couldn't be part of this program. As the order is progressing through our system, we're providing a certificate of verified authenticity, and at the back of this certification we provide all the documentation all the way back through our export process, back to the wool grower, and some of the on-farm documentation as well. And some of these orders have also gone through a third-party audit.
Australian Merino Exports has even developed a smartphone app to allow their clients to watch the progression of their orders from farm gate to delivery. The name of this tiny town relates back to John MacArthur, who is recognised as the father of Australian wool. Coincidentally, Chris Kelly grew up here. He went to the local primary school, and he still enjoys visiting the old town.
Wool to me has been my life. I was born on a Western District sheep property. My parents still farm there.
Wool means a lot to me. I've been involved with the wool industry my whole life. My family's involved in the industry. From a young boy I was learning different facets of growing wool. I was even shearing sheep as a teenager, finishing school, and that took me through exporting and processing. You know, I look at wool as a speciality fibre. It's not a commodity. It's something very, very important and special and unique. And that's the way we market our wool through Australian Merino Exports.
Australian Merino Exports is one of the major wool exporters from Australia. It maintains our competitiveness by having a very broad spread of expertise throughout our organisation, and we focus very particularly on our wool expertise in every wool auction centre.
Our company for the next 10 years, we would like to maintain our growth. We'd like to maintain our position as one of the eminent companies leading quality control and ability to repeat orders and customer satisfaction.
There is many advantages of buying the wool through Australian Merino Exports. Naturally, our quality is our first port of call. I think also competitive pricing is very important as well, and I believe AME is very good at delivering both.
We have a level of staffing and expertise that very few in the industry can match.
It's not just a matter of making a sale, buying the wool and sticking it in a container. It's a very detailed process, and we take it very seriously.